Good morning, wrestling fans. Welcome to PWR today for Monday morning, June 27th, 2022. The man they call Meathead, the lovely Linda Kay, the road warrior herself. You know, uh, I'm kind of spry and I'm up and moving around and I'm happy and I'm energetic. No energy drinks. Linda, I know you had a long weekend as well. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling well. It was a huge weekend in wrestling for me personally, but as well as for wrestling fans worldwide. We had a lot of action going on, including one to the neighbors to our south there in Chicago for Forbidden Door. So a lot of good stuff going on.
Did you have to go around the outside of the Forbidden Door just to get by it? You weren't trying to go through it on the way home, were you?
Actually, I was. So I was stuck potentially, possibly in that Forbidden Door, getting through Chicago there. I didn't really think too much of it as I was stuck in it, but makes a lot of sense. A lot of fans jam pack in the United Center and
And
perhaps
jammed in the Forbidden
international
Door. Yeah.
fans.
They're all
Yeah.
in the door.
hmm
So wow, amazing stuff. Hey, real quick, let's talk sponsor before we get into the action from the weekend. Linda, who's taking care of us?
That would be collar and elbow. Uh, I was down at OVW for our pay per view Saturday night. Saw some collar and elbow shirts at the United Center, watching Forbidden Door. So if you want to be sporting a stylish, comfortable wrestling themed t shirt, you can always go to collarandelbowbrand.com. And to save a little extra cash, to save 10% off your order, use promo code LindaK. That's LINDAKAY.
I don't want to kill too much of our time here because we got a lot of content to get to. But one, did you see the new Brewers jerseys over the weekend? We're talking about clothing. Did you see the City Connect jerseys that the Brewers wore this weekend?
I did get an ad for the newer stuff, and I'm thinking it's what I saw. If so, they were looking tremendous.
I'm okay with that. You guys know that I'm probably the only person in the history that does not like the ball and mitt logo, and it's on everything. You know what they do have on there though that I thought was tremendous, and I might get the one that has just the hat with it. It's a grill with the baseball seams on it.
Yeah, there you go.
That looks amazing. Secondly, at Forbidden Door last night, did you see the Cal Hero Fanny Pack Kid shirts in the crowd too?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I'm glad you brought that up. So, shout out to our former senior intern, Cal Hero, the fanny pack kid, with his Cal's Pals t shirts right along ringside at Forbidden Door. How about that?
Yeah, and the reason I brought that up is because now we can segue over to Cal's a former OVW tag team champion, and his tag team partner was wrestling this last weekend at OVW's pay per view.
Yes, so I spent a couple days in Louisville. We had our TV go home, excuse me, OVW TV go home show to our pay per view this weekend, Independence Rage, where we had Cal's tag team partner from OVW, Dustin Jackson, uh, participate in a 6-man ladder match for the Kentucky Heavyweight Championship. It was awesome. You should have, anybody who missed Independence Rage, you can still catch the replay on Fight TV. You get to see moi uh, um, at right along ringside there, helping ring announce, and also a mouthful in that 6-man ladder match, having to explain the rules, having to individually announce each participant, their
And you read the
city,
hot
their
dog one
moniker.
too. I think I saw that. Like you had a hot dog while you were announcing it. So not only was it a mouthful of talking, you had food going too. I'm just kidding.
Sure. I was like, oh, I didn't realize that. Yes, but we did have Dustin Jackson winning. I'm announcing this because it was posted on social media. But Cal Hero then came out, raised the arm of his tag team partner as well. So great to see Cal out there on the OVW ramp, right along ringside as well. So big things happening there for our pals here. But awesome to see that Cal shirt at Forbidden Door as well.
Yeah, I mean it's tremendous. We're waiting for Cal to be medically cleared so we can get back to working again. Because honestly, if he would have been medically cleared, we probably would have saw him in Milwaukee. We probably could have saw him. Maybe he would have been security at Forbidden Door. Who knows? Maybe he'd be at Impact Wrestling. Maybe he'd be working for WWE. We don't know. That's how far Cal is going to go. And glad to hear that his partner Dustin Jackson, now the new OVW Kentucky Heavyweight Champion. Linda, Forbidden Door last night, the Multiverse of Madness pay-per-view, because obviously the logo that they're using, that's the Doctor Strange logo, when they make that fiery ring. So the Forbidden Door has been open for over a year, and now we have the Forbidden Door pay-per-view with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I had said over the last couple weeks that I was never going to buy or hit the buy button. Linda, guess what I did last night?
You hit the buy button.
I hit the buy button, and I was excited to see what was going to go on. And did you notice that there was 4 matches on the buy-in? I mean, we're lucky if we get one sometimes. We got 4 matches on that buy-in, all tag matches too.
Right. So Forbidden Door was 5 hours worth of live pro wrestling, similar to a Dynamite Rampage combination, if you will, as we experienced this past week here in Milwaukee.
Yeah, so lots of wrestling action to talk about. Let's talk about, we can talk about the buy-in. There was a couple great matches. I know that Swerve in Your Glory, one of the teams on the team they call Meathead for the PWR Fantasy Draft, getting a victory. They were interrupted at the end in their celebration by the team of Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. I wonder if coming up this Wednesday on the Blood and Guts Dynamite that's going to be happening in Detroit, I wonder if they're going to be having a tag team match, because I don't think business between those two teams is done.
No, I definitely see that happening this Wednesday as well.
Let's go to the pay-per-view proper. It starts off with a trios match. It's Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki taking on the team by Eddie Kingston, Shota Umino, and Wheeler Yuta. We're going to get this all night. We're going to see a couple names in here that, maybe we didn't know, maybe we were just told about. We have no idea how they work. But the real story going into this, and it literally goes back to November at Full Gear, where Jericho refused to give the respect to Eddie Kingston when he got a singles victory over him. This is going to be for the one-man advantage going into this Wednesday's Blood and Guts match between those two teams. The winning team, Jericho, Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki. Eddie Kingston asked if Chris Jericho's blood tastes like Kool-Aid, baby, because he wants to taste the blood of a coward. Eddie Kingston is nuts.
Offline, we did talk about the end of Rampage because we were there and watching back the very end there, as you mentioned, the pull apart. Man, that was tremendous to see. And yeah, I see where you're coming from with Eddie Kingston going wild, if you will. That match last night.
Jericho was the star of that pull apart, though, because you mentioned it too, and I'll do the one from the commentary table. You do the other one, but Chris Jericho ran over to the headset at the commentary table where he's normally at, right? And he goes, "Eddie Kingston, you see what happens when you miss it?" And you hear the other announcers go, "Oh," and it's just as he's talking, wow. Eddie Kingston tried to stab him with pens. Eddie, we don't have any more pens here. We don't have any more pens. Eddie Kingston's nuts. And then your other favorite and my favorite as well.
Yeah, when they went all over the place there, it was by the ring post, Jericho putting his face to the camera.
It pops me, that little thing, because he took that just minute second to stop looking at the camera and make a face. And the camera, the production crew knew enough to keep it on Jericho at that point. So
it continued, that whole brawl continued all the way to Forbidden Door last night, because that was the first match. It went on the entire weekend.
Right. It did go on the entire. They probably fought up and down I-94, to be honest with you. That's why you had traffic issues. Made a stop off at the White Castle in Kenosha on their way to the United Center. That's probably how it happened. Stopped at Six Flags, in Hurricane Harbor. They probably brawled through the water slide and then made their way to the United Center for Forbidden Door. So,
I think he just thought of another idea for not a stadium stampede, not a
water park battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, Stadium Stampede or, any of those. But yeah, maybe they go battle at Hurricane Harbor at Six Flags. We'll have to call Big D to come down and kind of monitor it.
But hey, I will say, to kick off this show and to get that advantage this week at Blood and Guts was the team with oh my gosh, La Champion, Chris Jericho, which points.
He's a wizard.
For Team Long Time, yes.
Yeah, he points for Team Long Time. Hey, match number 2 is a winner-take-all for the Ring of Honor and IWGP I'm embarrassed to tell you folks listening to this, and Linda, I don't know if you knew this answer either. International Wrestling Grand Prix.
Thank you.
I always thought I want to get boop, boop, World Tag Team titles. Jeff Cobb and the Great Okan taking on FTR, taking on Roppongi Vice. FTR is bringing in their Ring of Honor titles. Jeff Cobb and the Great Okan bringing in their I said that backwards. FTR bringing in their Ring of Honor, and then Cobb and the Great Okan bringing in their IWGP titles. Roppongi Vice it's all win here if they win this match. The winners and new double champions, and don't forget they are still the AAA champions. It's FTR.
So they're running out of limbs to carry and wear their titles if they try to wear all of them coming out to the ring. But hey,
remember Omega used to carry around 3 of them as well.
Right, but if it's 10, oh yeah, I'm thinking each guy has 6. Sorry, it's been a long weekend, Meathead. But I will say I am thrilled that FTR did win because they are also on Team Long Time.
And that is a title win. No matter if it was the IWGP belts, it was defended on an AEW pay-per-view. So therefore, a title win. They've been saying this for about a year. The next one is they want to go after the AEW Tag Team Championships and wear them all. So what a great match. Number 3, our third match of the night, a fatal 4-way for the AEW All-Atlantic title. Brand new, the AA title. Malachi Black, Clark Connors, Pac, and Miro. I thought, and this is why I made the pickup of Miro dropping Serena Deeb, I thought Miro was lined up for this. But at the end of the match, Malachi Black hits Miro in the eye with the black mist. Pac falls and gets the victory. The new All-Atlantic champion, Pac.
The bastard. Pac.
The champion is what we're going to call him now. So.
Right. You know what? Good for him, though. What a stud, what a star. And I don't think he has. Wait, I'm trying to think of what titles he's had on AEW. But regardless, this one being a huge title, the first ever, good for him. I thought that was a great match and a little bit of a surprise, I think, to a lot of people. I was expecting Miro to.
Really? I thought Black, Malachi, or Miro was going to be the favorites in this, but Pac, the bastard, the champion.
Yeah. The crowd seemed to like that as well.
The crowd was, Chicago, I don't have a lot of nice things to say about you, but you looked amazing last night. So, oh, hey, I got to go back. Can you do that voice again for me? You know, when Max Caster and Anthony Bowens come out, how does that sound?
No.
I'll do it for you. Yo. Listen.
I know every time you bring that up, I'm thinking of DJ Zima. Right,
yeah.
But I will say, we did get the one Colton mentioning Green Bay to Chicago. So okay,
yes,
that made me
laugh. Was on the pre-show, and that's exactly why I'm bringing it up because you know what, Ass Boys, and the Acclaimed, you get. Austin saying, Tokyo Dome, and then you get Colton saying Green Bay. Boy, Chicago booted them right out of the building on that one. And then
literally, they ran off the stage to try to find Danhausen.
After the Danhausen song about the Ass Boys. So I had to bring that up. Chicago, again, great job last night as a crowd. You prove to me why you had the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, because you know what, you deserved it. If that's there every year, I'd have no problem with it.
A hot crowd definitely brings a hot show just from watching, from a viewing perspective, or there even at home, or if I was at the United Center, you have a hot crowd. It really obviously gets into it. Even you and I talking, we may not know all the New Japan stars, but we got just a glimpse of it in Milwaukee, and we enjoyed it. And now watching this, I gotta say, I really enjoyed it as well.
So let's go with this too. There was a line that caught me in commentary. It was I think during the Archer match, and it might have been during the Acclaimed and their match. But I think I heard Taz says he threw him so far, I think he landed back in Milwaukee again. That kind of popped me a little bit too. All right, match number 4. The dudes with attitudes Good grief, that name. Sting, Darby Allin, and Shingo Takagi taking on the Young Bucks, being allowed back in the Bullet Club for one night, and El Phantasmo along with Hikaru on the outside. The winners of the match, the Dudes with Attitude, Sting, Darby Allin, and Shingo. Sting's entrance was fun because his music hits. Tony Schiavone was brought up for commentary just for this match to go, it's Sting! And then when Sting's music hit, Sting was nowhere to be found. The other music hit, and then the lights went off, and Sting was on top of the entrance, and he jumped and hit the entire group. So I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, Sting looks great. They definitely, I will say, every match Sting has been on with AEW has been great. They've really found a way to really showcase him without having him to do too much, even though he seems willing to still do some high flying shit, but he doesn't really have to.
He's pacing himself. I like the way he's pacing himself. I don't know if like Jeff Hardy, we had talked about it, wasn't pacing himself as much. He was doing a lot more reckless spots. I think Sting is pacing himself. So hey,
him and Darby together equal balance nicely. Yes,
I think so. In between the fourth and fifth match, in the back, Jericho and the Jericho Appreciation Society went and saw Shooter Shota and says, hey, we really respect you. You did a lot for this match. And then Jericho shot a fireball in his eye.
Because he's a wizard.
Not liking the Wizards from Washington or in Chicago. All right, match number 5, the AEW Women's Championship. Thunder Rosa defends against Toni Storm. Linda, you picked up Thunder Rosa before the pay-per-view started, and it was a wise one as Thunder Rosa wins and retains. Respect at the beginning, respect at the end of this match. Handshakes and hugs.
Yeah, that's great to see. A great match between the two of them. I did that last-minute pickup or drop and pickup to get Thunder Rosa on. Toni Storm, excellent, but there just wasn't, to me, enough build-up where I felt that...
Right, she wasn't losing that belt.
Yeah, so, and, hey, Thunder Rosa's great. We all love her, and I'm glad I went with that, but also just, we didn't have too many AEW versus AEW matches, so that was a nice one to just kind of roll in to Forbidden Door.
The sixth match was the IWGP United States heavyweight title match. Will Ospreay with Aussie Open taking on Orange Cassidy. You know what? I really like Will Ospreay, and this is a guy I want to see come stateside more. The winner and still IWGP United States heavyweight champion Will Ospreay. It should have been this way. There's no reason that Orange Cassidy should have won that championship, because I don't know if Orange Cassidy would have went over there to defend, but I love this match.
Yeah. Ever since Ospreay debuted, it was just something about him. They say if he got that it factor, and I think so. He's got a great look, great size. I mean, just his attire itself, excuse me. And now we're seeing, if anyone not as familiar with Will Ospreay's in-ring talent,
I'm very familiar now. He looks good.
Yeah. And he would fit really well within AEW. Just, I mean, what we're seeing so far, and great match with Orange Cassidy. But hey, Will Ospreay getting a lot of that rub, and we'll see if he gets a little bit more stuff.
Yeah, there's another story going on too. I was going to say there's another story going on too. Will Ospreay is the United States IWGP champion. However, he doesn't have the belt, because the belt is still sitting around the waist of Juice Robinson, a part of the Bullet Club. So I think there's more story going on there with New Japan Pro Wrestling. At the end of this match, though, they started to beat on Orange Cassidy. Roppongi Vice came down trying to set up, and out of nowhere, Shibata. I don't know who Shibata is, so Shibata was a big deal to a lot of people. Maybe if I see him a few more times, I'll know who he is. But Shibata came down to make the save.
Yeah. Again, Chicago crowd showing it well, showing a lot of love, and knowing a lot more than some of us who are not as familiar as we've said. But Shibata, looking good. That was a tomato reference, but
yes, it was tomato. Yeah, no. It's fine.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Zack Sabre Jr. against the mystery opponent. The rumors were swirling. It could be Johnny Wrestling. It could be Kenny Omega. It could be anybody like maybe The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. but the ones that we all thought it would be ended up being that. That's the thing AEW does. They don't disappoint because really they kind of tell you who it's going to be. Like when we were getting the CM Punk stuff, AEW never told us CM Punk was coming. They just alluded to CM Punk coming. His opponent was none other than Claudio Castagnoli, formerly known as Cesaro in WWE, and now a member of the Blackpool Combat Club. What a match from Claudio. Claudio wins the match over Zack Sabre Jr.
Quite the acquisition there. Cesaro did not come to mind. I'm sure that was part of the rumor mill, but me personally, I did not even think about it being Claudio, formerly known as Cesaro. But great pickup, fits very well, I feel, in the Black Pool Fight
Very
Club.
well. Yep. Yeah. All right. IWGP Heavyweight Title match. Jay White is the champion against Okada, Adam Cole, and Adam Page. You know who I became a fan of last night? Okada. That guy. Wow. So Okada, to me, I get a mix of a Randy Orton and a John Cena together.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
An amazing match. Switchblade and Adam Cole, and no, not Sling Blade. Yep, French fried taters. No, it was Jay White's Switchblade, King Switch, and Adam Cole. They tried to team up against Okada and Adam Page, the Hangman, but there was a bunch of times throughout the match that Jay White went after Adam Cole. The finish of this match ends up with Jay White pitting Adam Cole. The finish looked wonky. I believe that Adam Cole may be injured. He was working hurt already, and I think it got exasperated. We're going to find out more in the next week or so, but the finish was weird.
I guess we can't have too many titles changing in one event or whatnot, but Jay White, I feel, good keeping him as the champion just because he is now overseas here for AEW. The thing about this though is Adam Page. That's where I leave with this. That I felt it was something that he would have needed right now. Maybe just to kind of get back. And I mean, not like he ever left the good graces of the fans, but we know how fans can easily switch. Majority, I should say, of the fans just being theoretic here. The switch of a snap on how they feel toward somebody who was champion or becoming champion. But I want something more for Adam Page. I thought this could have been something here, but I mean, there could be something continuous with just him and Jay White, though.
Do remember that Adam Page did spend time in New Japan Pro Wrestling. So did Adam Cole and Jay White and Okada. So these guys are all clearly New Japan Pro Wrestling alumni. I didn't think that the belt was going to leave them because, it's funny when you have two separate companies. AEW already took the New Japan Pro Wrestling Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. I didn't think they were taking any more belts. Why would their company give up all their belts? So once that one title change happened, I didn't think there was going to be any other championships. I did, however, when it came to the main event, think there might be a little back and forth. We take one, you take one. The main event, AEW Interim World Heavyweight Championship, Hiroshi Tanahashi took on Jon Moxley. Moxley ended up with the Crimson Mask. The winner and new interim AEW World Champion, Jon Moxley, he is a two-time AEW champion.
This one I felt would go Mox just because we really still don't know how far out Punk will be with this injury. I figured it'd be somebody who would be more readily available stateside, but I didn't think about it either, just because there was so much energy for this pay-per-view that we didn't get any color, and well, that changed for the final match there. Moxley, a lot of crimson, shades of crimson, but great strong match there, and Moxley now the interim AEW champion and also on the team they call Meatheads.
That's right. That's a title win for the team they call Meatheads. Let's get into PWR today's draft. Linda Kay and myself, according to the accounting firm at Dewey, Cheatham and Howe, picked up some points. Do you know Matthew actually lost points this week?
Because he
made a move. He dropped MGF and picked up Brock Lesnar ahead of the Money in the Bank pay-per-view this Sunday. So the new total is brought to you by the accounting firm of Dewey, Cheatham and Howe. The man that called me at 1275. Linda, you're at 1190, and Matthew at 590. Linda, you won the night, 470 points. You technically defended and won a belt in the tag team match. And you got points for, I think it was Jericho, and there was somebody else that you got points for.
Thunder Rosa.
Thunder Rosa would a title defense as well. Myself, the man they call Meathead, got an appearance in a match out of Adam Cole and a pre-show appearance and match out of Swerve in Their Glory. And I also got a match out of Miro, but I got a title win from Jon Moxley. So a lot of points to go around. We've got a pay-per-view this Sunday as well. It's going to be Money in the Bank. Linda, I hear some more team long time. It's going to be some changes are coming down the pipe.
Yeah, I when we did our fantasy draft, I picked up a lot of great talents, but unfortunately a lot of them have become injured. I don't want to say it's because they were on team long time, because that didn't necessarily happen last year or the year before.
Right.
But now we know that, Rhea Ripley is now out, which she was going to face Bianca Belair. That's changing. So I will be doing something very soon.
Well, you've got time until the pay-per-view this Saturday. So, all right.
Yeah.
We already talked about Rampage a little bit. Let's just get into some SmackDown news very quickly. Pat McAfee getting another match at SummerSlam. He'll be taking on not Corbin Burns, but he'll be taking on Baron Corbin or Happy Corbin. And I don't know if there was a stipulation yet, but McAfee cutting just a hellacious promo on SmackDown on top of the announce table.
Well, you called it, Meathead. You did. You said, I can't recall if that was on air or just directly to me, but Pat McAfee getting a match against Baron Corbin.
But he earned it. I think he's earned it. Yeah, I mean, just his performance alone at WrestleMania, even if he didn't perform at NXT War Games, which I believe is one of the ones that he was in as well.
Yeah,
Pat McAfee is amazing.
Match with Adam Cole first.
That's right. Yeah, I don't remember if it was War Games or it was one of those, but McAfee can go. And honestly, the crowd's behind him too. So maybe, do you think he's going to wear the glittery tank top again?
Let's see. They're in Nashville. Perhaps.
Again, McAfee is not afraid of contact. There was a stat that was going around out there that said McAfee led the league in tackles for kickers, because he wasn't the guy that just sat back and let the team tackle. He was the one going after the players and trying to get tackles in.
Mm-hmm. When they would say, "Oh, he got tackled by the punter," well, if it was Pat
you wouldn't be embarrassed if it was Pat McAfee, because Pat McAfee is looking to get somebody. So, all right, well, that is a quick and fast 20-ish minutes of PWR today. Linda, we're going to be back tomorrow morning talking everything from Monday Night Raw tonight. Are you ready?
I'm ready for John Cena, baby.
That's right. Well, I can't see you, but we'll see John Cena tonight on Raw. So for Linda Kay, the man they call me today, hey, thanks for stopping by. We'll talk to you tomorrow morning. So long, everyone.